Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. This is Tony with Backwoods Biker. We've got another mail call for you for the month of December. Hang tight, some interesting stuff. I've got 3 emails from you, or for you, and from you, I guess, that cover a wide range of subjects. This particular email here has like 14 different questions. The guy's name is Wilson, and he happens to be from Hackney, London. I know exactly where that's at. I've actually been there. But nonetheless, I tell you what, Wilson, we're going to answer a couple of your questions, and we'll email you the answers to the other ones. All right. So here's the ones that I picked out because I think they're irrelevant. What kind of grind is your favorite for your knives, and what field sharpening system would you recommend? Okay, so that's kind of 2 questions, but they're related, so we're going to answer them like that. When it comes to a grind on a knife that I'm taking out in the field, I have learned that flat grind or scanty grind are one of the 2 that you'd want to have because they are the easiest to sharpen. You don't need any real special apparatus to do that. You can do them with stones that you find out of a stream somewhere if you need to. You can do them with a piece of ceramic off the bottom of a cup or whatever. I mean, they're really easy to sharpen. So that would be my first answer. Stay away from all the other grinds. Because those 2 can do anything that you want for them to do. Now, in regards to a field sharpening system that I would use or that I would recommend, I like this one here from WorkSharp, and I have no affiliation with them at all, but this is called the WorkSharp Field Sharpener from WorkSharp, and it costs, I mean, you can get it on Amazon sometimes for less than $20, but it averages about $24. But the nice thing about this is it has removable diamond plates, a coarse and a fine. Under the coarse side, if you've got a tool for changing out your broadheads, either a 4-point broadhead or a 3-point broadhead. On the other side, you have a little compartment that you can put anything inside of it. And then it's got a 3-position ceramic rod. They also have a serrated, this is ceramic rod for your serrated knives. And then it has a leather strop that's impregnated with some type of special mojo from WorkSharp. And it is put together in such a way that they provide a guide for you, left hand or right hand. You keep it right even when you're doing your strop. They got that right for you too, so you keep your angles right on your knives. So I mean that's a great one right there. So thank you very much, Wilson, for your question, and I will get to those other questions for you, but I mean it would take me a long time to be able to answer them. So let's go to the next one here. This is let me do that last. I'll do this one. Yeah. All right, this is a good one here. Can you give some recommendations for sourcing surplus gear and give some examples of what you look for? Okay. This comes from a guy whose name is Josiah from Klamath Falls, Oregon. All right. Recommendations for sourcing surplus gear, and what was the other one? Oh, okay. He wants to know what type of stuff that we usually pick up. All right. So, first of all, as you have found out, because of the fact that you are even asking this question, a lot of guys have found this out also, that sourcing quality military surplus gear isn't always that easy. It's not like it used to be, back in the 60s and the 70s and, even into the 80s. It's gotten worse because of all the knockoffs that are coming from China that has every military emblem around the world. So you've got to find a reputable source. All right, and there is one source that I would highly recommend to you. Actually, I got a couple sources, but I'm going to tell you about this one. This one is called militaryclothing.com. And the way that I've even got hooked up with them is that we had a lot of emails asking us where we could find the Woolly Pulley commando style sweater that's made by T.W. Kempton in England. Because they're not made here. They're made over there, and trying to find a resource for those can be a little bit tough, or you have to buy them from England and pay all that extra fees. So I reached out to T.W. Kempton. They sent me a name and a phone number of a company that's located right here in Illinois, militaryclothing.com. And they have not only the sweater in stock, this is the Woolly Pulley. This is the original deal. Okay, this is the authentic sweater. All right, they cost about 65 bucks from them, somewhere around there. Might even be a little cheaper, I don't know, and the shipping is free. But they hooked us up with them, and I went and I got a tour of the facility. Blew my mind away. They've got over 50,000 items there. Okay, so Josiah, if you're looking for a place that sells reputable stuff, a reputable company, they've been in business for over 25 years. And one of the other things that really gasses me about this place is the fact that they do not sell anywhere outside of the United States. And I thought, man, you're really limiting your marketing ability. You know, your sales are going to suffer. Why would you do that? This is what they told me. We do not want any of the gear that comes through our hands to end up in a terrorist hands or a terrorist group's hands. Makes sense to me, because sure enough, they sell everything here from uniforms that go back to the Revolutionary War all to the present day. You know, you don't want that stuff getting out, you know. But not only uniforms, but they sell just the mess kits. They sell every kind of bag you can imagine. I don't want to go over the whole gamut of it. 50,000 items. Get on their website. Check them out. They're very, very reputable. We picked up this sweater from them. We also picked up a 100% wool blanket from the Scandinavian Army. You know, and I know there's a lot of you guys that don't want to buy anything from another military unit around the world, but you're crazy if you do, because you're limiting yourself from having some great gear in your hands. Now, if you're a reenactor, that's a different story. But if you're a guy that's wanting to go out in the bush, you want to take the best thing that you can get your hand on, check out militaryclothing.com. Whatever category that you're looking for, if it's might be a mess kit, it might be a day bag, it might be a rucksack, whatever you're looking for, they've got it for you. So that's what I would tell you. Now, the type of stuff that I source, not only from a place like a military surplus store, but just regular stuff. And I've got a couple things here that I want to show you. I stop at garage sales, I stop at flea markets, I stop at estate auctions, man, and I'm looking for stuff. And I don't care about the expensive antique this and that and all. I'm looking for a bargain on something, okay? One of the things that I recently picked up, it was like a big yard sale that's like 20 miles. It's called Spoon River Drive here in central Illinois once a year. Now what you're looking at here, some of you are going, oh, I know what that is. Yeah, you do. This is a dry bag that fits inside of the larger Alice pack. These came in 3 sizes. This is the 8645 to keep your gear dry. And I was looking for some of these as an alternative to the new generation that folds over. You clip it together, and it is, I mean, they're really, really handy, but you know, they're limited in size, and they get heavy as they go up. So I've been looking for one of these. Actually, I was looking for several, but I was there at Spoon River Drive, and I'd been on the internet looking for these. They were wanting $25 for these on eBay. I picked this up for $2 on the Spoon River Drive, and I'm kicking myself that I didn't pick up the whole box of them from him. But that's you know, kind of cool there. These are great if you have a bucket style bag, you know, and that's my favorite, is a bucket style bag. You know, you can't beat those. And these will keep your gear dry in those bucket style bags. Or if you have a basket, you know, if you're using a basket to carry your stuff on your back. Now, that's one type of thing that I get. But also little things like this. See that? Some of you are going to recognize what I use these for. You ever build tripods when you're out in the bush? You bushcraft yourself a few staves, put them together, and then you lash them together, with either your 550 or your bank line or whatever you're using, whatever cordage you got. Could be natural cordage that you made. These rings are old steel rings, and these came off of some tackling gear out of an old barn. And I bought 3 of these and some round collars and some handmade turnbuckles that were hand forged. These are hand forged. I bought them all for $5. Now I'll tell you how I use these. I still do everything that I normally do when I'm making a tripod. And I use tripods quite a bit, either for the cook fire or I'm making 2 tripods for a sleep system that I have a bed sleeve that suspends between the two. What I do is I make the staves, and then I slip the ring over the top of them, open them up, bam, I'm done. Does 2 things for me when I do that. Number 1 is that it's quick, and it is sturdy. Okay, it's very, very sturdy when you do it right. The other thing is I'm not burning a resource. I still have my cordage. So that's why I do that. And those are a couple examples of that. So I hope that answered your question. Last question now comes from Poke. I read this and I kind of chuckled because Poke is from Los Angeles and I wanted to poke him. Because just this past Sunday, our Chicago Bears just put I want to say, they opened up a whole can of whooping on the Los Angeles Rams, but I'm going to go ahead and keep this kind of G-rated as much as I can. The Chicago Bears beat them down, beat them like a drum. So there you go, Chicago. And Poke out in Los Angeles, I hope you're not licking your wounds. Maybe you were a Chicago Bears fan, I don't know. But anyway, I'm gigging you. So here's what he asks me. I'm searching for a 0-degree down bag. Who would you recommend? And then he also has a second part, which kind of goes in today's email too. It says, also, how do I get entered in to win some of the gear that you give away every month? Okay, 2 questions. So let me quickly get into these. Number 1, the 0-degree down bag that I would recommend is right behind me. I've got this bag here, which is a top quilt made by a company called Outdoor Vitals. Okay. And this is made with a synthetic insulation. It is their proprietary insulation that they have developed themselves called Loft Tech. And this is some impressive stuff. You know what really got me juiced about this? I've used it. And it's great. It's warm. But the owner of the company, Tyson Chandler, is, Tyson Whitaker. That's his name. I'm thinking of Tyson Chandler, the basketball player. Forget that. Anyway, Tyson Whitaker did a video with a bag made out of this, soaked it in a 5-gallon bucket of water, took it out, and it was pathetic. It looked like a wet dog when he pulled it out of there, And he got in it and slept overnight and stayed warm. Because even when wet, this will keep you warm. And his body, the heat from his body dried out the bag overnight. Pretty awesome stuff, and it's very lightweight, very soft. I like that. But you ask about a down bag, 0-degree down bag. This too is made by Outdoor Vitals. I've looked at all the big boys. I've had bags that cost over $1,200, between $1,200 and $1,400. They were great bags, but to me, even when I was using them, I'm thinking, man, this is a lot of money for a sleeping bag, and it's ridiculous. Well, Tyson Whitaker, his vision for the company has him to the place where he wants to cut out the middleman. He is trying to pass on phenomenal savings to everybody, and this 0-degree down bag is one of those ways that he's done this. This is a very lightweight bag. It compresses down very, very small, probably about 10 inches by maybe 7 inches. And I don't remember the specs on the weight, but it's very, very lightweight. But I tell you, the thing that it is that it truly is warm. The lowest temperatures I've been in it in is 26 degrees overnight in a snow and ice storm. And man, I had to open it up and vent it. That's how warm it was. And I had a base layer on. That's it. I had base layer, merino wool, top and bottom, and socks as well. You know, those keep you warm pretty much anyway. But, you know, in this bag, man, I was hot. So I would recommend this bag for you. You don't pay $1,400. You don't pay $1,200. You don't pay even $500. These are less than $300, and they are a lifetime warranty. And his warranty is a common sense warranty. If it breaks because of them, they'll fix it or replace it. If it breaks because of you, you get in there with a knife or something like that, they'll still fix it for you, but you're going to have to pay for it. That's just common sense. All right? So there are the ones that I would recommend. They've got all kinds of new products, especially if you are a lightweight guy. All right, so now the second part of the question is how do you get entered into our monthly giveaway? Very simple. That subscribe button down there on the right of your channel, there, you see that? Just hit that button that says Backwoods Biker on there, and you're automatically entered in. We want you to like it. We want you to share it. Every time you like and share a video, your name will go back in there. Every time that you subscribe, your name goes in there. We want to keep you right at the forefront, being able to be able to get some of this gear for free. This month it's December. We're feeling kind of Christmassy, ho-ho Santa Clausy here, so we're giving away a lot of stuff. Now, one of the things I want to mention to you real quick here before I start showing you this is that this is December the 12th or 13th. 2 days before Christmas, we are going to launch another video where we announce the winners of this month's gear. Okay? Be listening, and if your name is pulled, you have to email us. Tony at backwoodsbiker.com or Rocky at backwoodsbiker.com. Either one of those. Admin at backwoodsbiker.com, whatever you want. But just email us, and we will make sure that we reach out to you, and you can send us your name and your address so we can get it out to you. If we don't have your address, we can't give it to you. And unfortunately, we have had people that have won gear, never sent us their name, never sent us their email. So I'm giving it away again. The first thing that we're giving away for a second time is a multi-tool. It has a $50 value. It's a nice guy. It's a 10 featured multi-tool, spring-loaded wire cutter and needle nose pliers. It's a great little gizmo, man. It's got knives. It's got files. It's got everything a multi-tool has. Okay. Then the second thing we're giving away for a second time is we're giving away this Schrade folder, and you know, it's like, it was bummed out. I remember the guy's name was Bernie, but this is the Schrade SCP-17. It's a nice little knife, you know, perfect EDC knife. It's very stout, nothing cheesy about that, and it retails for about $25. You know, we'd like to get that in your hand. We're going to be giving away LED headlamp there. Can you see that, dude? All right, that's a nice little guy. We're also giving away a couple field sharpeners from Smith. Got this little guy right here, lightweight guy with a diamond rod on it, and it has a coarse and fine pull-through style. Then this is called the Pocket Pal X2, and it's got standard and serrated edges sharpeners. It's got a fire starter in here. Looks like it's a ferro rod is what it is. Has a LED light, and it's got a button compass. It's just kind of a little kit, you know. I mean, I'm not a big guy on a button compass, you know, just because they can't be trusted, really. They just kind of get you in the general direction, you know. So I think this is about $9, and this one here is about $6, I believe it is. Going to be giving that away. And then the next thing that we're going to be giving away, check this out. This is a custom-made knife by Anza Knives by the legendary knife maker, Mr. Charlie Davis. Charlie Davis has been in the knife industry forever. forever. Everybody that's a knife maker knows who Charlie Davis is. And this is a little neck knife here, comes in a nice sheath, beautiful leather sheath with their logo embossed in here. It's nice, and it's heavy duty. It's full tang, 1/4 inch with micarta scales. And you talk about sharp. These knives that he makes is very, very sharp. So we're going to be giving away that knife. It has like a $95 to $110 value, I believe. But we'd love to put that in your hand. You can hang it on your neck, or it's got a belt loop if you want to put it on your belt. You know, it's a nice little patch knife is kind of what it's like. And while I'm on the subject of Anza knives, I'm not giving these away, but I just want to show you because Charlie makes some great stuff, man. I mean, these are made out of files. All of his knives are made out of files. You can still see the file gnarls there. But that is a beautiful knife. And this one is called the Dune Slayer. He made one for Colonel Boddington. He was a colonel in the Marine Corps during Desert Storm. Boddington approached him and asked him to make him a knife. This is what Charlie came up with. And then Charlie started making these as people ordered them, and he renamed it the Dune Slayer. He sent me one, and it's like awesome. It's an awesome knife, and for the pricing on them, man, you can't beat it. They're probably the third of what you would pay for a normal custom-made knife. There's that one, and then there's this one that's called the SWAT, which is a neat little knife. I love this knife out in the bush. You see me rubbing stuff on here because I keep these things greased up. All right, which leads me to the next item that we're giving away. Now, there's a new company that's coming out on the horizon in 2019. It's called Wood Tramp Gear, and their moniker is common gear for the common man at a common price. And the two items I've seen have been exactly that. This is the first item. All right, these right here are satchels that have what is called bush butter. Now, bush butter is kind of like Fix and Wax, except it's the next generation. This can do everything that Fix and Wax can do, plus a few other things because of the ingredients that are in here. And they smell good too, you know. But these are $5 for this guy right here. That's only $5. Usually Fix and Wax is almost twice that much for a hunk this size. And we're going to be giving away 2 of those to some lucky winner. But I wanted to show you what this is like. Now I got a small piece here, and I want to show you how easy it is to use this stuff. But these are micarta scales here. All right, 1, 2, 3. That's all I put on there. And now I'm working it in with my hand. And once it's on my hand, I'm going to the other side. You see how that changed colors? You know, look at that. It's got that rich color now. That handle is protected. I use it on blades as well. Look at this. And that protects your that protects your blades if you're going to put it away, you know. Have it out in the bush with you, you know. That hunk that's in that satchel goes a long way. And for $5 you can't beat that. Now I'll tell you, look at it. I'm going to show you this what it does here on leather. Okay? See this here? Very, very light coating is all I'm putting on this, but I'm putting it everywhere. And then I'm going to take my hand and I'm going to work that in everywhere, into the stitching, into the welt, into the belt loop. And then the last thing that I do is I take this and I rub it in right at the mouth of the sheath and put as much of it as I can in there. And, you know, I'll try to scrape some off in here. The reason for that is every time now that I put this knife back in this sheath, it's hitting that butter. And it's on your knife. See that? It's on there. So, that's bush butter from Wood Tramp Gear that we're going to be giving away. We're going to give away this beautiful patch knife from Anza Knives. And go out and check out all their knives, because I'm telling you, if you're looking for a lot of bang for your buck, right here, you know. And when you contact Charlie Davis, let him know you saw it on Backwoods Biker Magazine's channel, okay? So that's it. Now, if you want to be entered in, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, like us and share us. we're just a couple of weeks from Christmas, so I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday and a definite great New Year. If you're in an area of the world where you're still riding your bike, man, God bless you. Always live free, ride free, and be safe wherever you're at.